I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At the record show, everyone is here. If there is anybody from the public that wants to make a comment to the board, they will need to go over to the table and read. Is that me? Holy shit. What the hell is
Is that
that?
official record?
I don't know how they ever have that turned on.
$5.
Yeah. Jesus.
A good reminder to all of us.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Demerit.
Yeah. Okay, should kill that. Please go over to the table and read the script and then fill out the form to make a public comment. At the end, we will reserve about 30 minutes for public comments, but you only get 3 minutes to speak on your topic. The board will not respond unless the chair allows it. Okay, consent agenda. After discussion was held with the board, a motion was made and seconded. As the meeting minutes from July 15th, 2025, minutes as read.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
A second.
Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. New hires to the board. Let's see, you want to get a job?
I didn't know you were hiring. I'm good, but thank you.
Yeah, we're hiring. Okay. Aaron, I think you're up.
All right.
Managing attorney, Iowa Legal Aid. Overview of services provided by Iowa Legal Aid. I'll need some of that legal aid.
Well, let's see what we can do. I'm going to start my timer because as I told Kate, you got to give me a timeline because attorneys will talk for a long time otherwise. Mitch, would you mind pulling it up? While Mitch is getting the slides pulled up, I'll try to give you a quick overview. So Iowa Legal Aid is a nonprofit organization that provides free civil legal services to low-income and elderly Iowans. We've been around for 40 years. So if you haven't heard of us, I'm delighted to be here today to give you an overview and answer any questions you might have. We are statewide. So we cover all counties in Iowa. We have got 10 offices across the state. So my office, which is here in Pottawatomie County, covers the 10 surrounding counties. We are, I will say, and we just got our brand new office space on the Lakin campus in the Collaboration building, which is wonderful because our old office space we moved into in August of 1978. And not much had changed. So we've been there a long time and this is a delightful upgrade for us. And the opportunity it's provided to collaborate with other human services has been lovely.
Where was your old office?
Just on the other side of Bayless Park in the Smith Davis Insurance Building. So yeah, we have some Polaroids from when we moved in if you ever want a real throwback. Just some short shorts and a lot of mustaches. And Mitch, if you could you can go ahead and advance. Lovely. So this is just, I threw in, this is our mission statement, but really, when I say we do civil legal services, that is because, unless you have a specific type of criminal case, there is no right to an attorney. So for all these other needs out there, we want to make sure that there is access to justice to our most vulnerable neighbors. These are some of our stats statewide. I will say here in our space in Pottawatomie County and our 10 counties, I think just in the last quarter, we closed close to 300 cases, 600 individual household members. So we are one of the busier offices.
So is that, when you say quarter, was that this past quarter?
Correct.
May and June?
Correct. Yes.
So you're using calendar quarter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So for just 3 months, so 100 a month basically.
Roughly. Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Next slide. So in terms of the types of cases that we handle, I don't like to talk about them in, if you were a bunch of attorneys, I'd say, well, we do family law and consumer law, but that doesn't make sense, I mean, to a lot of folks. So the way I like to break it out is this. We are very interested in helping create healthy and stable living environments. So we do help out with evictions, foreclosures, substandard living conditions, utility shutoffs. Evictions is very high on our radar. Before COVID, it was about 25 to 30% of our overall caseload. And then during COVID, we saw a 400% increase in calls for help with evictions, and that has not slowed down. So to date, still, it has jumped up to almost half of our overall caseload. Because of this need, we do have a very active locally funded project, our eviction diversion project. So we're up here at the courthouse every day helping tenants because there's evictions scheduled every day. We're also trying to do a lot of landlord engagement because we prefer to build those relationships, see if there's something that we can do to intervene to avoid the eviction even having to be filed. And this project has really let us look at some pretty powerful statistics for Potawatomi County. And this is building upon, I think, what we have seen in the last decade of a really dramatic rise in not only the housing crisis, but the number of evictions filed. There was even a statewide report put out that tracked the percent increase in the number of evictions filed across the state. And from 2015 to 2019, Potawatomi County was #1 in the state, which is not a great stat to be. So we're hoping that there's something that we can do to help out with that. Next slide. We are also looking to help out with resources so folks can meet their daily needs. So we are experts in public benefits. So that might be SNAP or Medicaid or WIC. A lot of folks will, there's a lot of administrative work that goes into these public benefits, and there's sometimes administrative errors that are made and folks are kicked off that really shouldn't be kicked off. So we can help appeal those. We also try to look at, is there a way that we can stabilize this household's income so that they, can keep living where they're living, get to their job, do all the things that they need to do. So that might mean helping them out with a debt collection or maybe even a garnishment.
What's the FIP?
That is Family Investment Program. So that's the last vestige of what you might think of as welfare. So that's if you're a parent and you have small children, you can apply for that. There is a cap on the number of years that you can receive that. And the amount that you receive has not been cost adjusted since the 70s. So it's, I think, this might be wrong, but I want to say it's around $270-ish for a child. Yeah, no, we are an organization of a lot of acronyms, so it's always good to ask.
I got a question.
Sure.
You said 15% closure on that.
Yes, so we look at the overall cases that we close at the end of the year. So that category, the categories of cases that I mentioned, it was about 15% of our overall caseload. So. We also help out with personal stability. So this is what we might call the family law cases. So these are custody, divorces, guardianships, things like that. We do have in addition to all of the other limitations and qualifications you have to meet to access our services, we do have a grant requirement that for our family law cases that you have to be a victim of domestic abuse. So all of our clients are DV victims. And that was about 1/3 of our overall caseload last year, which has, we've seen that giant fluctuation in housing cases. This one has remained rather steady. I will mention, coming up on 7 minutes, I will mention in the last bucket, there's for resources to meet daily needs, there's another statewide project that we are rather proud of, and that's our disaster project. That's actually how I was invited here today. I think Kate had reached out to them. It's almost like a little office within our office, and they are focused on staying on top of all the disaster declarations, what's going on, and then the recovery efforts. So they were very involved. And in fact, we have what we call the Justice Bus, and it's like a little camper that's set up to be a mobile office. So that came out, to Minden, and when the tornadoes hit last year, because we're set up, it's got Wi-Fi, we can meet with folks and kind of be a one-man band there. So with our disaster project, they are helping out with things like replacing documents that may have been destroyed, helping access FEMA benefits if those have been made available, dealing with, some of the less than reputable contractors that seem to make their way through and, take folks' money. So they keep very busy. As you know, disaster recovery, the event may have been a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, but it takes several years, before folks are, hopefully back on their feet. Slide. So accessing our help. As I mentioned, we're a statewide organization, so we try to offer different ways that folks can get in touch with us to start an application for services. You can apply online on our website. We also have a phone intake system, and we do applications over the phone Monday through Friday in the morning and in the afternoon, except for Thursday afternoons. Or we welcome folks to stop into our office up on the Lake Inn campus. When folks do call in, as I mentioned, there's an application that they need to do. We call it an intake. Our general requirements are that folks are under a certain percent of the federal poverty limit and have limited assets. And we look at whether there's a conflict or anything else that might be an impediment. Otherwise, if it's a type of case that we can do an intake on, so if it's a housing, family law, something like that, then we'll get an application done and talk with them on the spot.
How are you guys?
Excellent question. I meant to mention that up front. So we are a nonprofit. So about a third of our overall funding comes from federal sources, so Legal Services Corporation. Another third comes from state appropriations. And then the last third we privately raise through grants, foundations, organizations.
Didn't we contribute to your deal a year or two ago?
It's very possible.
But it seemed like the people, would they have been out of Sioux City?
We do have an office in Sioux City. We have a lovely grants team who handles all of that.
Okay.
So I am the worst person to ask. And if you did fund us, thank you. I mean, that's a third of.
I think,
Any questions that I
yeah,
can
I got a
answer?
couple. How many attorneys you got?
So currently, right now, we have 4 full-time staff attorneys. Plus me, and I carry a limited caseload because I manage the office.
Said we were number one in the state, and we only have 90,000 people, and there's 9 other cities that have a lot more people than us.
Right.
I can't, the numbers just don't jive.
So it wasn't the total number of evictions filed, it was the percent increase
Oh.
in evictions filed.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
It's a little early. I didn't mean to try to make you do math over there.
No,
That's
no,
a rough way to start the
I
day.
just, I was just thinking, some things to be number one about, and that's not one of them,
Yeah, sure.
you know? Any other questions?
On one of your slides, you had some veterans benefits.
Yeah.
In there. So then do you work with our veterans administration here in Polk County with that?
Yes, so we have a veterans project. And actually, Emily Reese in my office is almost full-time on that. She has a background in VA benefits. So what we do through that project is helping folks who, if you're familiar with VA benefits, you have to have a certain discharge status to access a lot of those benefits. So what we can do through our project is if there's an opportunity to upgrade from less than honorable discharge or something like that, if there's a way that we can help them upgrade that so they can access the full scope of the benefits that they're probably entitled to, happy to do that. We also look at and try to prioritize, as intakes are coming in, we have a lot of demographic questions we ask them, but one is, their veteran status, or if there's a veteran in the household, because we try to look at those, and Emily goes back and reviews those cases to see if there is something that she knows in her expertise that's going to help them out and possibly connect them with other VA resources.
Okay, good. When you spoke about the eviction side of it, so evictions usually happen because they aren't paying rent. Right?
There's actually 4 different grounds for evictions. I will say non-payment of rent is the number one we see. It hovers around 86% of all evictions filed here in Pot County. It could also be that there was something in their lease and they broke a term of the lease, or there was a clear and present danger. So assaulted somebody, something like that. But yes, non-payment is the number one reason for filing.
So does your service also provide assistance to the landlord?
In terms of representation,
Well, it's important that our landlords get paid. Somebody's gonna stay in their home. I don't know what the percentage is, but a certain part of them have mortgages they have to pay. So, if they're not collecting any rent, they gotta dig in their own pocket or look at some other ways to finance it. So, I think it's important we try to keep people in their homes, but, at the expense of losing a rental property because the landlord can't make his payments, that's an issue too.
sure.
So it's more than just, I think well, it's a full circle. And that's the thing, is where do you start?
Mhm.
And, I certainly want to try to do what we can to keep people in their homes, but landlords need some protection too.
So when I mentioned the landlord engagement, what we've done, and we're trying to hold these events quarterly now, but we're trying to do some landlord engagement because I agree they've got to keep their lights on too. So it's a tricky spot to be in when, as an attorney, you can only represent one side in court, but we want to move further upstream. So we've been trying to build these relationships because I would prefer if a landlord even gets a hint that, well, I've got this tenant, I know they've let me know like they're struggling a little bit, not quite sure what to do. And that's a lot to put on the landlord it's not their job to try and solve all of that for the tenant. So we're trying to do, these outreach things because I would prefer if the landlord got in touch with us or put the tenant in touch with us to say, hey, I think they're struggling. Is there something that you can do? So if we can then come in and say, okay, maybe your car broke down, so you had to pay for that so you could get to work, and that's why you're going to be late on rent. Well, let's come up with, a payment plan, if it's going to be late, or here's a local resource that we know that can help you out with this month's rent so that, you can keep going forward. If we're not there ahead of time, because we would prefer that, because evictions are expensive for landlords to file. If there's something that we can do that avoids them having to go through that process, I think it benefits both sides, ultimately. If we haven't been involved and we do get to the point of eviction, one thing that we have developed, and I have to say, landlords have been remarkably receptive to, is these continuance agreements where we'll say, okay, we're involved. We stay very connected to the local human services. If you are willing to continue this hearing out a week or two, let us work with this household. We think we can connect them with this resource or that resource to get fully caught up on rent. Just give us a chance. And landlords have been very open to that, which we appreciate. And because again, ultimately, they, get caught up on rent. So it's good for the landlord and it keeps the tenant housed.
Question, somebody that, he's retired, his wife passed away, so, and certainly would qualify as low income. Had his house, reshingled, and the contractor, didn't do all that good a job. But he is not one to complain, doesn't want to file a complaint, but his family members do. Is that a legal recourse, or is it the
Potentially. I will say, I wish we could help out with everything, because we get so many calls for help and we have limited staff. The types of cases that we do intakes for are fairly limited, particularly with the housing cases increasing so much. So it's possible. I will say that we don't do any casework that is potentially fee generating because the private bar needs their cases, that's more in their scope. So if it was a case where you potentially would need to sue the contractor or something like that, it might be one that we'd say we need to refer you to the private bar. We try not to leave folks empty-handed though. So even if it's a case, if you walked into our office and said, this is a thing, and it wasn't something we could help out with, we try to keep, in touch with what private attorneys are doing, what types of cases around a town, and give them a short list of folks they might reach out to. Any other questions?
Good.
Okay, well, thank you so much for giving me the chance to come and speak to y'all.
So is that new location, even though it's new,
Mhm.
is it more, accessible for the clients than this one over here at the park where they hang
Yes.
out?
We loved being in our old space. It was so close to the courthouse. It was super
Right.
convenient. I will say that our new spot, it's on a bus line, which is great. It's ADA accessible, which is lovely. And the Micah House is there, Salvation Army, Boys and Girls Club, but just in our building alone, the first floor is Together Inc., which is the food bank. Second floor is Firefly. So we've had caseworkers from the other floors walk their folks up, and that's what we need to be doing. That's where we should be. So,
Thank you.
thank
Thanks
you,
for coming.
everybody.
Thanks for what you do.
I think we can put some.
No, I think you
some
did,
big labor.
I
I
think-
think it was for children's services, not,
They do that too. But I remember them coming in, Matt, being willing to, he said it was a good deal for them or for him and their department, so. Okay, next up, Becky Linehan, Finance and Tax Officer, Auditor's Office, discussion and decision to approve and authorize board to sign resolution 41/2025 entitled Setting Forth Percentage of Funding for Property Tax Credits.
Good morning.
Might be the last time. And the legislature next year might decide to whack these out. The way they're going.
They have a standard meeting procedure to just base it and have a resolution on the credits that are provided by the state.
Looks like the percentages went down this year slightly.
Pardon?
A little.
You know,
Better than all the others.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
so it says in the resolution that the homestead credit's at 100, low income 100, elderly and disabled is at 100.
It was the ag land credit and the family farm credits. Those percentages are the ones that decreased just a little.
How do we track that, Mary Ann? Make sure the state's giving us what they should be.
It gets turned into the state and then they send it back to the treasurer. It's in our abstract. And then the treasurer can check on that. And then their numbers.
So the revenue would be on the treasurer's side. I'll check with Lee on that.
How much usually is that? You got any idea? I'm sure it varies, but
pardon?
Not without looking at it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Pull out some reports from last year.
Do we know how many, you can't be in two of the buckets, right?
You can get ag land and family farm.
So you get both those? Can we get who would have the number of how many people are in each of those buckets or properties? Assessor?
I don't know if there's a number,
Yeah, there's gotta be.
goes by the acres.
That's what I said, land.
The assessor could probably figure it out.
They should have it. Okay. Any other discussion?
No.
Roll call?
Chairman Belt.
Aye.
Supervisor Wickman. Supervisor Miller.
Aye.
Supervisor Shea.
Aye.
Supervisor Jorgensen.
Aye.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks, Becky.
Becky.
Thanks, Becky. Okay, next, Brandon Burmeister and interim engineer, discussion and or decision to approve and authorize the board to sign resolution 42-2025 entitled resolution to set a public hearing to vacate a portion of Harbor Lane for July 29th, 2025 at 10 a.m.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? You want to say anything, Brandon?
This is just a continuation of what we talked about
Yeah.
last week. This gets into the property line and next week, we have the
Okay.
public hearing and vacated, so.
Perfect. Any other discussion?
Yeah, thanks for the map, Brandon. Did you get a legal description and everything for that too?
That's on the resolution.
Okay.
If it's not in your packet, I can share it with you, Tim, but basically it's just from, that's on the quarter section line extending northeast,
So all you really had to do was extend the feet.
about 200 feet, and then change the boundary from an arbitrary spot to that quarter section line.
Perfect.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Chairman Belt.
Aye.
Supervisor Jorgensen.
Aye.
Supervisor Wickman.
Aye.
Supervisor Shea.
Aye.
Supervisor Miller.
Aye.
Okay, Brandon Burmeister, interim engineer, discussion and or decision to approve and authorize the board chair to sign a right-of-way contract for project L-Parent NE 27 parent -73.78.
I brought, I think, 3 contracts at the last meeting, and this was a straggler, so this is the fourth and final for that. Good.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
Fourth and final.
Yes.
Cross your fingers. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, motion passes.
Right.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you.
Peggy Becker, Administrator, Veterans Services, discussion and or decision to use session and or decision on building use application for the VFW car show.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion to approve, right?
Mhm.
Discussion?
It's a nice car show.
It is.
I really enjoy that.
So are they going rain or shine?
I believe they do.
They are?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So I didn't know if they want an alternate date or not,
They
so,
haven't had any posted,
okay,
so,
Show early because it gets hot, huh?
yeah, it does.
wow, yeah, really. Okay, any further discussion? All those,
Hold on a second. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I saw where they had an alternate date for rain. Rain date, August 30th.
CLI,
is that the application?
It's on their poster
Right,
that they've displayed.
the application, we need to probably amend the application to add August 30th, so we don't have to do it again. So you guys want to amend your motion?
I'll amend it to include the next week. That'd be August 30th for rain day.
I'll second that too.
Okay. Discussion, thanks, Susan.
you noticed the change in time from the application as well, correct?
Yeah. Any other discussion?
Nope.
All those Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, motion passes. Okay, Tricia Bernard's Jail Administrator, discussion and decision to sign contracts for independent contractor physicians agreements for the jail. The independent contractors, physicians agreement, the dental agreement for the jail. Oh, this other one's, how about,
Thanks, Peg.
don't you have a third doc out there besides the dentist and the physician? Isn't there a psychiatrist or something?
That contract is good through next year.
Oh, wow.
So we'll be back next year
Okay.
with that
Okay.
one. Yep. Yeah, we just secured that one. I think it was
Okay.
May. So
Is that a new one? The other guy got retired?
Dr. Delgado.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. now. Okay,
Did that go up?
Good one.
Did the price go up
For,
for the fee per month?
Dr. Thomas, I don't think so.
yes, well, it will. They have asked since I have been there to have something to look forward to and to give them the incentive to stay with us. We did a little bit of research and we felt kind of going with the CPI would be the best, be no less than 2, no more than 3. And we would just go off the prior year's CPI rating. And this past year, the average was 2.6916666, you know, pulling it all out. So what we saw would be a $1.07 increase for our dental assistant per hour. Dr. Greer would be an increase of about $6 per hour, and Dr. Thomas would be approximately about $200 a month increase.
So last year it was $7,300 a month, now it's going to $7,500.
It started with the initial contract for them at 7,500.
Okay,
And then so this year we are wanting to add that, put in that CPI increase.
the contract says 75, that's what we're approving today, right? For Dr. John Thomas.
What we would prefer is the 75 being the base that he had last year with the increase of the 2.69% this year.
So is it $7,500 plus a percentage?
Yes.
Okay, it doesn't say that in here.
Especially if it was dated after July 1st.
It says $7,500 a month, paid on the 10th day of each month. So there's no increase for this year. Or, well, I don't know what it was last year, but that's what it is this year, 7,500 a month.
Is it?
That were in there. Okay.
So it's not 7,500 plus a percentage, it's just 7,500.
Ideally, we would like it to have an increase this year. We might have to come back with Dr. Thomas's.
Is it his son now? It's not Greg no more?
No, it's still him.
Greg,
He says he is staying until he,
Greg.
yes, till he passes away.
said John, didn't you? Thomas.
Oh, yeah, Dr. John Thomas.
No.
That's what he goes by.
Was that? It's Greg John Thomas?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a middle name being used
Okay.
in one of the,
'cause
yeah.
it's- Okay, I know him as,
Greg.
So this
Okay.
contract needs to come back to us and say, whatever the increase is, right?
So how would you like that done each year then?
Well, when you look at it, it says that it can no less than 2 and no more than 3. So if, I don't know what the CPI was last year.
whatever she said.
2.69.
So the amount just needs to change to reflect whatever the current amount for this year would be.
Is that how you want it written, is the change in there each year?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
it should. We should have a,
If we can get him to do a multi-year contract, that would be even better.
well, you don't know what CPI is every year.
and
Well, yeah,
that is,
you'll know.
yeah, that is his concern each year, is that he doesn't receive.
How do you make a 3-year contract?
Pardon?
They don't put any money in it?
No, and with the CPI increasing. No more than 3 and no less than 2, so he's gonna get either 2 or somewhere between 2 and 3.
Can we make a more than a 1-year contract with?
The doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, why can't we got one with,
And this one here is renewable each year, but the intent is to at least have their salary reviewed each year. They went a lot of years without receiving any pay raises, all of our
docs.
medical providers.
It's like,
They're gonna,
The
I mean,
increase
it's not
is
like they're gonna be
201.75.
jumping to come work there if when he leaves.
Well, and it's confusing where it talks about effective July 1st of each year is when the wages are increased.
Yeah.
But the contract is dated July 14th. And it runs from July 15th through next year. Or July 14th through next year. Well, that's really weird. That it runs from July 14th, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. But then there's 2 weeks that we don't have a contract.
We still have a contract now because of the prior contract until renewed.
Okay.
So it carries each year.
So these terms are changing.
I think the goal in the future is to have the terms run July 1 to June 30th, like at all of our.
Okay,
We need to get that put on our calendar for, June 1st.
The same thing with the dentist, Trish. Is their current rate $220 an hour?
Correct.
So your intention was to try to give them an increase too, right? But this
Yeah.
contract doesn't say that.
Everybody would
2.6,
be under the CPI
2.6.
increase each year. Yeah.
That should be in here that way. Did we budget that,
Thought so.
Trish? We budget that?
Yeah, we
Budgeted
probably,
the increase?
we probably budgeted higher.
So do we need, Kristen, do you need to redo those and then bring them back or what?
We can.
Well, if we approve them today, they're getting paid $7,500 and $220 an hour. But they're getting paid. Then next year, you look at the increase. If we wanted the increase to happen this year, then we need to change that dollar amount.
Yeah, I would prefer to have the correct wording in all of this to approve anything. I mean, that's just me. We're looking at 7,500 plus an increase. Yeah,
So we can leave the 7,500 out and just know that this is where he's starting, and then each year we figure in a
I
CPI.
would just change whatever the, like 7,500, I would just make that whatever the actual amount he's getting paid for this year.
Each year.
And then every year when
Okay.
we renew it,
Yeah.
that will be the amount.
201.75, that's what the increase is.
Okay. So then we will have to bring it forward
Yeah,
every year,
just bring it back then.
and we'll have to take out the
Yeah.
renewable
yeah, yeah.
each year clause.
Okay.
So,
So when you mentioned the dental assistant, we're paying them $40 an hour. You wanted that increase, right?
correct. Yeah, we'll have to rewrite.
That'll need to be in here too. All of them will.
Yeah, we'll have to rewrite all of them.
Is, there's actually a dentist too, isn't there?
Yeah, mid-career.
And an assistant?
Mhm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because our nurses aren't dental assistants.
No, I know.
So, yeah, Yeah, and he brings the one that he works with in his office,
Okay.
which works out really well.
Yeah. And they do the work right there in the, is there a dental chair there? Really?
They have their own
I've seen
exam
that.
office, do their x-rays, all of that.
Oh, wow.
I,
Okay.
I have a budget question. I asked that.
Regards to,
Can I? Okay. There was some time ago, I kind of look at what we're being asked to approve on a budget basis. And, I look through the list just to see if there's something that stands out. I saw an entry for, I want to say congressional services for $10,000 for the jail. And I was hoping to get some kind of explanation for that. Do you know anything about that?
I don't recall ever
Do
seeing,
you know anything about that? No, I do.
I was gonna
I'll
say,
see if I can find.
yeah, I don't recall that ever.
But
Being
yeah,
on there,
it
it's-
sounds like a church service. I didn't know, but it was a $10,000 charge. And that, for some reason, that kind of stuck out in my mind. I was going to ask that. Okay, I'll
Professional
find it.
services, it could have got coded wrong. We're all human.
I know that they
Was it a-
pay, don't you pay a priest for?
Yeah, I was gonna say, we have chaplaincy services.
Chaplaincy services,
Is
okay,
is it an even dollar amount like that?
a $10,000 charge for,
Doubt if
It's been
that.
12,000 and it's bumping up to 15,000.
So is that an individual price when they, by the hour or something?
No, that's our annual.
That's
That's what we, yeah,
the year.
yep, that's
got the
for
same
the
person.
entire year. Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, that's our Good News Global
okay.
group that we work with. Yeah, they provide a male and a female chaplain for our population,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
if that's the one that you're referring
Well,
to,
it
so.
has to be, because the prices are. I think
We can ask Dixie if she can find it. I mean, I didn't catch that. I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that was in a different category and got.
Okay,
Maybe
allocated
Mitch
under a
knows.
different line.
okay.
Find it for you.
So,
What? Didn't find it for you.
Okay. We'll just bring these back next week after, just to get them.
You want me just to send an email when I go back and find? what
Yeah, you can undo that if you want.
Mitch is gonna take care of it, Dixie.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I got it.
Up next, we have Trish Barnhart's jail administrative discussion and decision on pay for new jail secretary.
So, I don't know how many of you remember Holly Smith. We brought her in a little over a year ago. She's decided to jump into detention officer roles, so, yeah, she initially applied with us in that position, but then she heard the secretary one was coming available, so she applied for both. Josh and his crew had conducted interviews for that secretary position, and Claire McDowell, who currently works upstairs on the 4th floor for district court, is the candidate that they are wishing to hire. And she comes to us with a lot of experience, highly recommended from the district judge. She's been working up there for 10 years. She is going to be very familiar with a lot of our processes already, just because she works with bonds, she works with the courts. So she's going to understand those processes. She's bilingual, which with our ICE population is going to be really helpful to that front window services that they provide to the family members of those ICE individuals that we hold. And she's got 23 years of customer service, and she's actually held positions that are higher level. She's been in an administrator position, so she brings a large range of responsibilities that we've. I don't know what her true pay is, but we wanted to bring her close. She's coming from a state job to a county job, and she's wanting to look for something different. She still likes it up there, wants to come to something different, and thought she'd give give us a
She'll
try.
see something different up there, won't she?
Yeah, yeah. And I anticipate that a lot of the clientele is probably gonna be some of the same.
Oh, okay.
You know, she'll be dealing with, you know, some of the, instead of the family members that may come up to help do a lot of the bond stuff, she'll be dealing with them in the jail rather than in the courts. She's silver status national career readiness certified. So she's had a lot of those professional, self-improvement courses she's taken. So that is our, justification for bringing her in at a higher rate of pay than the starting salary.
Okay. The reason I flagged this, Trish, was, you know, there's a policy, anything starting over step 2 needs to come to the board. Now, I just, you know, I think I mentioned at the last meeting, that I didn't, the rate didn't bother me one lick, the 2608. We should be closer to that as a starting wage for everybody in this county, and we're working on getting there. So I don't have any issues with it. I just wanted to understand why you put her there.
And that's fine. Yeah,
And
it was a miscommunication between Josh and I. I was gone. He was there. We've kind of set something different in place so that now HR is going to be notified in the emails that go to both Jeanette and Jenna. So,
perfect, that's a great,
yeah,
I
the
like
forms
doing
that
that.
we've already put that in place.
Right, last question. Where will this put her in relation to the other secretaries in that office?
She's going to be in the middle.
Okay, do you have any issue? Is she above somebody else?
She will be above one other individual that has fewer years.
Or you just
That
less
has,
experience?
that has fewer years.
Okay, as
in the
long as you're fine
workforce.
with it.
Yeah.
I just,
Well, she's only has, is it just one more step?
In that, pay category,
Right,
yes.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, motion passes.
Trish,
Trish,
oh, before you leave, would you get on next week's agenda and come and talk to us about that, the advocate at the jail?
oh, the PCA,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a number of questions for you on that, but I know my chairman will shut me down if I start asking too many of those. So I'd like for you to get on next week's agenda and kind of explain to us the process for that.
yeah,
And,
the process involving.
well, I mean, the
Because-
contract, I mean, any kind of a contract like that where we're providing a service and getting reimbursed should happen through this board. And then, you know, I have a lot of questions. Is it a county, I mean, is it a county employee? I mean, how are we handling that?
The
I'd like
only
to
thing
know
that-
some of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the only thing that changed was they moved to the jail. Everything is still the same as it was before. Still county employee,
Jail from where?
right,
Oh,
from the
okay.
community services side.
Okay. Well, why don't you come on in and, see if we can get prepaid before we bring them in there.
No, I'm serious. A lot
Ain't
of
gonna
questions.
happen.
It's money from the state, ain't it? Hey,
I mean,
I'm gonna, thanks for going to that deal the other day.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
I had a conflict, so,
And we had another really good follow-up conversation.
Okay.
I had a good conversation with Tara.
but see if you can get on next week and come in and see us.
Okay.
Just a discussion on that item is all it has to be.
May not have a lot of answers, just because there's still not a lot of answers.
Oh, yeah.
I know Suzanne shared that in the past.
You can't believe what they're telling you.
Didn't they just approve that like 2 or 3 weeks back? Position?
They approved it right before
Right.
July 1st.
do we even have a contract yet? Oh, okay, well, good.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we lost Amy in the process.
Yeah,
Yeah. I heard you going.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Trish.
Okay, Dixie Wilson, accounting technician, auditor's office, discussion and or decision to approve, disallow the following applications made to the assessor's office homestead, approximately 194 recommended, 15 recommended disallowed, military 15 recommended allowed, 3 recommended disallowed, disabled veteran homestead 15 recommended allowed, 4 recommended disallowed, family farm, 4 recommended allowed, 0 recommended disallowed.
Most of these disallowed don't live there.
Correct. Most of them, we were notified that, they have moved out. Now with the disabled veterans, in your packet, there should have been, it's got names, so I don't want to read it here, but, the assessor listed different things about why they were disallowed.
Any other questions?
Well,
Good.
I know everybody who's involved in this process takes this job very seriously and very methodical on how you go through
I'll get
it.
a
So
solution on that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you one.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, motion passes. Okay, Steve Winchell, Chief Deputy.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Dixie.
Dixie. Sheriff's Office, Michaela Champlin, Senior Jail Administrator Assistant, Kay Gerber, Public Relations Manager. Update on Shop with the Sheriff Christmas in July fundraising campaign. So only what is it now? 142 days till Christmas?
Till Christmas, but not until Shop with the Sheriff.
Okay.
I'm just here this morning to talk a little bit about our Shop with the Sheriff program. Give you guys a little history about the program and what we do. And to kick off our first ever Christmas in July fundraiser. And maybe explain why we're doing that this year. So the Sheriff's Office is excited to announce that we're going to be kicking off a Christmas in July Shop with the Sheriff fundraiser. We are trying to spread the word a little more this year about our need for donations to continue funding this program. Because a couple years ago, we lost one of our major funding sources for the program. And we are just trying to fill that gap there. We have about probably $10,000 gap that we're trying to get filled. So today, Kate and I are going to be putting Christmas trees in the courthouse and at the sheriff's office with some QR code ornaments that the public can come in and take and scan. That QR code will take you to the Community Foundation's website where you can make a donation to the Shop with the Sheriff Endowment Fund. People can donate any amount that they wish. We kind of have estimated that a $20 donation would purchase a toy for a child. $30 could purchase a pair of snow boots. $40 could buy a new pair of sneakers. $50 can buy a winter coat. $100 could buy a complete outfit with shoes. $200 can buy a complete outfit with a coat. And $300 would fully sponsor a child to shop during the event. A little background about our event. It was started in 1998 by Lieutenant Larry Brown. So this is our 27th year of holding Shop with the Sheriff. We have grown to be able to shop with 50 children. Those children are paired one-on-one with an employee of the sheriff's office to go shopping at Target, and they're able to pick out much needed winter essentials, new sneakers. They're able to get some fun things on their Christmas wish list, some things that they might not normally have gotten for Christmas that year. And we love this annual event. It's near and dear to everyone at the sheriff's office. And so that is why we're just really pushing the word this year to try and get those extra donations. Another thing that we do is we do provide each family with a $100 food gift certificate so that they're able to purchase some groceries for a holiday meal to help their family with that. The children that we select are from all county schools. So all 5 of our county school districts participate with us. They're guidance counselors, teachers, principals, they all make nominations of children and then we select a total of 50. So we get kids from Trainer, Riverside, Avoca, Underwood, and Tri-Center. Do you guys have any questions about Shop with the Sheriff?
Oh, I've heard a lot about it over the years, and it's on the news every year, so.
I
That's
think
good.
one really important thing about Shop with the Sheriff is that these children see law enforcement in a positive light. They're able to walk away with a really good, memorable experience with our sheriff's deputies, something that they remember for years to come. Some of the younger children, it might help them be a little less anxious around law enforcement, introducing them to our officers and knowing that they're safe people for them to be in contact with. So it really is a great program, and we just want to continue funding it for years to come. So hoping this will be a good kickoff.
Thanks for working on that, ladies.
Yeah, it sounds like a great fundraiser. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Does the city of Council Bluffs do something similar?
Yeah, Shop
Council
with
Bluffs
Cops.
Police Department has Shop with the Cop, as does Carter Lake.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't take any of the city kids. We use all county schools because Shop with the Cop and Council Bluffs and Carter Lake.
There's I don't know, is it Together Inc. that's doing it, or somebody filters those so they don't double dip, that deal pretty much. So.
Yeah, we're confident that, with the Shop with the Cop programs in the area, the city doesn't take any county kids or any kids from Carter Lake and vice versa, so.
Right, but I mean, there's other groups that do similar things, and I should know, but I can't think what it is, but they make sure those people aren't,
Yeah, I think the school is really good about helping
sure,
distribute those to as
they
many
can
kids as
identify them
they
pretty
can.
quick.
So if there are several programs, they'll distribute that to as
Yeah.
many children as they
Yeah.
can.
Well, thanks again for what you do.
Your name is Raquela?
For Kayla,
Okay, so if I came to you with a personal donation, I would be at the jail.
I would love to take your money.
I can't get a couple of others.
Yeah. Yep, or you're welcome to take, one of the QR codes in the,
Well, I watch that.
Okay.
you're also welcome to scan a QR code on the Christmas tree in the courthouse and you can make a donation online. You can stop at the sheriff's office. I'm happy to take that.
Picture.
Then all of the online donations are through the Community Foundation for Western Iowa. Shop with the Sheriff has a donation page specifically within their donation portal. So that's where all of the online donation activity is run through.
I can find out on the county credit card, Mitch, how high it goes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Our goal is 20,000, so.
I'll find out how high the card goes.
Yours might be off by the end of the day.
That important, Mitch. Raquela,
Yeah.
I mean, your goal is 20,000.
Our goal is 20,000.
That's for.
17,000 will exactly pay for 50 children and approximately $2,100 gift card. We like to have a little bit of a buffer, to help start funding for the next year for any overage. If a child has great needs, we will spend a little more if we need to try and get them everything that they need, so.
But I certainly hope we get there.
Yeah.
But if you don't, do you do less kids or less gifts, or how do you
So-
work it?
We are confident to be able to shop with 50 children this year. If we don't get the donations we're looking for this year, then next year we will start exploring other options, like perhaps trying to find a gold sponsor for the program, businesses that would match donations. So that will be a project for next year.
By going through the QR code, is there a processing fee that's charged to
Not that I'm
the
aware of.
card holder?
Not that I'm aware of. No one's ever mentioned that.
If someone insists on writing a check, may they do that? And if so,
Yes.
to whom do they write it?
It would be made out to the Community Foundation of Western Iowa.
Specifically denoting Shop with the Sheriff as the fund.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you have anything with you that we can hand out, pass out, be associated with, get, or,
We do, we can email,
okay.
we can email the board that.
The QR code.
Yep, and it'll be on the county website shortly, as well as social media pages. It's been already sent out to all of the city clerks in the county outside of Carter Lake and Council Bluffs, so that they can post it in their respective city buildings. And then we have the press release as well that'll be going out. So hopefully drumming up some attention and awareness for it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great program, thank you.
Keep us posted.
Will do.
Okay.
I'll just say there's so much heavy lifting that Kayla and Brandy and Linda in years past did. We just show up the morning of, they get an email and says, show up at 6:30 in the morning. And it's all taken care of. All the clipboards are done, names are in there, who we're assigned to. It is an unbelievable amount of work that goes into this. So I just want to publicly say on behalf of the sheriff, who's at another meeting, that we really appreciate all the work that these ladies put into it. It is a mountain of work. And it's months of planning, so it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Hey, Steve, can you stick around just for a second? Okay. We got update from board members on committee meetings from the past week. Jeff?
Wednesday, I was at the Southwest Iowa Juvenile Detention Center meeting. Just to give you an update, they are going through some renovations to make the facility more safe and secure. I certainly see that needed to be done, that needed to happen for some of the issues that they had in recent past. But always great to meet people.
Bike trail. WIDA, then I went to the Habitat reveal on 8th Street and First Avenue.
Is that it? Yep. Okay, Susan?
I attended the WIDA meeting. I was on a phone call with McClure and Iowa West to talk about the updates at Minden and what's going on there. The Golden Hills RC&D board met last Thursday and we approved hiring the trails position. And that job was posted yesterday. So we look forward to seeing the applicants that come in for that solution. And I'm wondering, are we going to add something to the agenda for next week for hiring the county supervisor? We haven't discussed it at all as a board.
County supervisor.
County engineer, I got the wrong word, for the county engineer.
Are we gonna do what?
Are we going to put it as an agenda item to discuss our process for hiring the county engineer?
The process is to review and interview the candidates and then pick one.
Correct, but we haven't been very transparent in our meetings as far as
Well,
what our
lawyers
plan is.
Been driving that bus.
Well,
So when the lawyers say we can go transparent, I'm ready to go transparent.
okay, well, it's been 60 days and we haven't talked about it at all at a board meeting. And specifically going back to Shauna Anderson's comment
But
about,
we cannot speak about an employee.
no,
Until the attorneys tell us we can, whether they're with us or against us.
okay. But we haven't talked about the new direction that the county engineer,
We can't.
we haven't talked about
I
it.
know, we can't talk about it in open session until it's settled out. We got pending lawsuits.
I disagree.
Okay, there's the attorney.
Okay,
If the board would like to set it as an agenda item to discuss the future of the engineer, I think that's appropriate at this point.
Okay.
We wouldn't have a legal issue as to why the board could not put that.
Pardon?
There's no legal issue as to why the board could not put that as an agenda item for next Tuesday.
Okay. Discussion or decision?
discussion.
I would assume discussion from what Susan.
What
sounds
are
like
the
to say.
guardrails for it?
What's that?
What are the guardrails for it?
We can discuss that if you'd like.
Well, I think we should.
We will. I don't think that's appropriate for a board open meeting right now.
Okay. So where do we go? We're gonna
Put it on
discuss
the
the guard,
agenda.
we're gonna discuss the guardrails before it gets on the agenda or after it gets on the agenda?
Probably today would be a good day to discuss that, but not right this second.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Okay. Got to go into a closed session.
I'll make that motion. Scott, go into closed session pursuant to Iowa code. Wait a minute, we don't have any public comment, right?
No.
Closed session pursuant to Iowa code 21.5, parent 1, parent I, for discussion, decision on personnel matters.
Second.